MetalmanX here. You know, it's not too often that I build a kit and feel truly amazed and blown away by the build experience. But In Era has released something very special here. The In Era Thunderbolt was one of the most enjoyable build experiences that I have ever had. I think that Supernova In Era has been really killing it with innovation in how they construct their model kits lately. This was one of the most intelligently designed and uniquely designed kits I have done ever. So let's take a look at this kit together. I got this kit over at Gundam Central. Make sure to check them out. They are one of my favorite places to get third-party kits. So, starting off with the main body of this kit. This thing is absolutely beautiful. The color separation alone, I was so worried when I opened the box and I saw all the purple runners. I thought this thing was going to look like a purple mess. But how it was done with different colored purples peeking through really is just breathtaking when you see it up close. But this kit deserves to be panel-lined. This kit deserves to be detailed. Even the inner frame is one of the most detailed inner frames I've seen in a while. And yeah, you don't see a lot of that inner frame, but the way this thing it was built, if you follow the manual, you really get an appreciation of what the frame looks like inside. I'm going to put a picture up here for you guys to see. Starting off with the head. So this is probably the most controversial part of this kit. Some people really like it. Some people really hate it. And apparently there's an add-on coming out for it that has a traditional Gundam style V-fin that kind of resembles like a seed kit V-fin. This has grown on me though. You see V-fin after V-fin after V-fin. This is different. This is unique. I really like the fact that they went with something that is out of the norm. They're pushing themselves. And this whole build is very, very unique. Not only the head sculpt or the armor, but how it goes together. The build process for this reminded me a lot of the Perfect Grade Unleashed, where you start with the frame and build up the armor pieces. And that's how this kit is meant to be built. You really get an appreciation of the engineering that went into this kit. So we do have some limitations on the shoulders. That's probably the weakest part of this kit as far as articulation goes. It is pretty limited right here as far as your side to side. However, you do get some very impressive articulation on the shoulders that helps to make up for that. The arms are also uniquely built. They have a double hinge that's actually really well designed. I really like the double hinge on this. It also allows for some rotation at the arm. The waist has really good articulation, and you got a lot of bend here in the body. So really, I'm not worried about poses in this. You're going to get lots of movement out of this kit. Articulation is superb everywhere except for the shoulders. Good bend at the knee, and the legs themselves are on different little hinges, so they can move fairly independently of one another. The detailing on this kit is absolutely phenomenal from toe to head. This kit deserves to be panel lined and pampered. And that's what took me a lot of time. There's just so much detail on this kit. I took my time to make sure that it would pop and that you would be able to see it. The water slide decals, a lot of Kotoki style decals are there, but they really do show off the detail, the curvature of this kit. It's a definite must to go for the decals, and they are very, very good quality decals. I had no problem getting them on and them staying on. Nub marks are not really a problem. In Era did a fantastic job with their undergating on this. Now, what I mean by that is that they were smart where they left the gating. It wasn't just a big mess of undergates or no undergates at all. They actually took the time and made sure that almost every area that you would have seen a undergate mark or anything like that is really well hidden. Before we move on to the backpack, I do want to show that the backpack, while it does have a connection here, you have a separate part of the backpack, and you actually have to take off these back skirt. Moving on to the backpack, just like the main part of the kit, we have some amazing articulation here. It can be kind of put on its own on the stand. It has its own attachments, but you get some really good detail and piston pieces. This thing just looks amazing. The details, the articulation, all of it is just expertly done. You can attach these bladed weapons as well on either side. And these can also attach to the railgun. So the backpack is attached by this little clip. So you have to take off the back skirting in order to attach this. So it slides through. Because let me tell you, that backpack is heavy. Then this section of the backpack, which I love the clear pieces. These come in both green and just regular clear. So you could hypothetically paint it whatever color you want. This kit really gives me like a Moon Gundam vibe. With the backpack on, this thing takes on a whole new dimension of just insane. So you have the great articulation. It is a very heavy backpack, but so these can turn and be opened up. So you can get a lot of dynamic poses out of this back. Moving on to some of the other weapons, you do have the railgun, which actually can serve in multiple fashions. We have some adapters here for attaching these guys on here, so they can just attach like this. And they have different adapters for different sides, so you can attach 3 of them at once. So one of the coolest weapons by far is the railgun. So it opens up. So the railgun is a very impressive weapon, but it's also very heavy. In Era did a really good job thinking about how to make sure that the kit can hold its weapon. So they did include this adapter, which plugs in here and plugs into the arm as an extra brace, just showing that it can, in fact, hold its weapon. Overall, I do feel that the backpack is a bit too heavy. It looks amazing on here, but it does have a ton of weight. So, this is one of those kits where it is going to have to be on the stand, which is great because the stand is beautiful. And you can pose this without it. There is included things to just have the backpack itself have its own stand. So it's pretty well thought out overall. I think in the end, if I were to get give this kit a grade, I would probably give it a solid A. This is a fantastic build. I think most of my enjoyment from this kit came from the build itself. It's unique. It's a breath of fresh air. A lot of times we just get the same kits over and over and over again as far as build. And Supernova, In Era, whatever their name is now, they have done a fantastic job producing some kits lately, from the Trailblazer to the Blue Flame, that have really been pushing the envelope. And I'm really hoping to see this continue. So make sure to check out Gundam Central if you want to get your own. And we'll see you next time on the next Third Party Throwdown.